Good afternoon and welcome to Blackjack Stewart Arena here in Piot Mound, Manitoba. We have a great game on tap here between IHA U17 as they're taking on the home team in the U17 Piot Mound Buffaloes. Yesterday we were able to see a close game between these two teams. Piot Mound able to make it a bit of a closer game later on as the game did take place with Laz Constant scoring a goal late in the third period. Definitely going to see some momentum there, I'm thinking, from the Piot Mound Buffalo coming in after having a strong period. But this IHA team definitely going to look to try and match that intensity that they had yesterday and try and extend their win streak here to 2. Looking at the starting lineups here for these two teams, looks like we are going to see some different goaltenders in net today. Looks like for Piot Mound, we are going to be seeing number 40 and Cameron Perrier taking the net here today, as well as Todd Hiscock for IHA. Yesterday we were witness to see Mason Cottrell pull out the win there. Hasn't been able to do a lot of times this year. Looking at the starting lineups here for both teams, we do have number 22 in Keaton Leach starting on defense. His partner is going to be number 7 in Riel Chartrand. We have seen Riel make the jump from defense to forward a couple times here today. It does look like Coach Rick McConnell has elected to put him on the back end today. Up front, we're going to see number 14 in Sam Takahashi. On the wings, we're going to see number 12, Zane Price, and number 3 in Joran Kustermans lining up. And for IHA, we're going to see number 9 in Kieser Dion, along with number 15, Lane Johnson, and number 37, Sam Pickering on the back end. We're going to see number 71, Sam Jossinet, with number 20, and Kalen Bodnarchuk. As mentioned, we are going to see Todd Hiscock and Cameron Perrier taking the net today. Cameron Perrier hasn't seen a lot of action so far this year, but in his limited action, he has been able to maintain almost for all you guys watching at home. We are having some technical difficulties getting the audio working properly. We are trying to get that figured out for you guys here and get you some good, clean color here. I am going to be your play-by-play commentator today, Cody Wall. And I want to thank you all for tuning in today to witness this game. It's going to be an interesting matchup, like I mentioned before. These two teams having a good matchup yesterday and very evenly matched. Looks like IHA is going to win the opening face-off here, but puck goes to Leach. That's going to be picked up by number 27, 37 in Sam Pickering. IHA ices that down. We're going to see our first whistle of the game face off just inside the IHA zone, and Looks like we're going to get a quick line change here for the Buffalo. We're going to see Izzy Amy taking center. That's a position we haven't often seen him take. Often seeing the number 8 play in the wing. Coach Rick McConnell trying him at a different position today, but the Buffalo win the face. Looks like we are going to be seeing our first penalty of the game, and I do believe it is going to be coming to number 8, and Izzy Amy. He is going to be going to the box 2 minutes for interference, and the Pilot Mound Buffaloes are going to be going on their first penalty kill of the day here. Something they were able to have working quite well for them yesterday was this penalty kill. Not able to allow any power play goals. Puck's going to be picked up by Keegan Leach. He's going to ice that down and take some time off the clock there. Puck stopped behind the net by Hiscock. That's going to be brought up by Klukov passes that to Schofield. Schofield loses that puck in the Pilot Mound zone. And Leach just ices that one down. And again, it's going to be stopped by Hiscock. Hiscock leaves that for Glukov. Glukov looks up ice. And he sends that over to Madden. Madden tries to make the red line. And he gets past the blue line, just enters the Pilot Mound zone. And a nice active stick by Keegan Leach to knock that puck loose. And the Buffaloes managed to get that one in deep in the IHA zone. It's going to be brought up by Schofield. Schofield.
Then plug it back in and then try again.
Those inside boards there, it's going to end up on the stick of Brayden Bear. Just ice that one down nice. Picked up by his puck, sent over to number 21 in Baby Cross. Cross loses that puck, and that goes for Leach. Ice that down. We've been witness to a very strong third kill early from Pilot Mound here. Something they'll look to continue and bring into the Pilot Mound kill. Puck ends up deep in the IHA zone. That's going to be Scott Pickering makes the red line, and he sends that in deep. That's going to be picked up by Leach, by Chartrand. Chartrand sends that to the opposite corner, and that ends up the play for Gross. Gross takes a shot. Pickering ends up with that. He just chips that in. Takahashi is going to chip that over to a teammate. That ends up at the point to Pickering. Pickering chips that to Swampy. Swampy tries to send that to Big Plume. And Gross takes another shot from the point. That's going to end up in Pilot Mound's corner. Swampy tries to send that back to the point in Pickering. Pickering takes a shot. And that's just chipped, but not able to get out of the blue line. Nice strong pinch from the IHA defenseman. And Price able to get a stick on.
The technical difficulties for all you guys watching at home. I hope we are able to get the rest of this broadcast on flawlessly. We have been able to see some high intensity hockey here from both Buffalo and IHA. Looks like IHA on the attack here. Sam Takahashi is going to pick that puck up and just backhand that. That's going to be kept in by number 2 in Boucher. Boucher loses possession. Sends back to Glukov. Glukov looks up ice and he sends that to Captain Baden Koss. Koss enters the blue line. He gets that in deep, but that's going to be picked up by Bear. Bear sends that to Sheward. Sheward just chips that for Wendigo. Wendigo finds Constant wide open there, and Constant with a nice pull and shoot. That ends up back to Leach. Leach looking for an outlet, and he tries to send that to Wendigo, but that pass doesn't make it. Wendigo gets a hold of that, and he's looking for an option. He tries to send that up to Sheward. but that pass is intercepted by Bros. Bros sends that to Deal. Deal not able to keep possession of that puck, and that ends up on the Buffalo stick. Wendigo tries to put that in deep, but doesn't get enough on it. And here comes IHA. Up comes Pickering. He makes it past the blue line, but a nice active stick by Izzy Amy to negate that opportunity. And in comes Constant with another opportunity. He's looking. He tries to send that back to Amy, but that Leach gets to that puck first. Stewart chips that along the boards, and he's bodied by number 37 in Pickering. Here come IHA. Johnson tries to chip that in, but that's going to be picked up by Durienka. Durienka cuts it around the net and tries to send that up to number 9 in Racklin Hay. IHA is going to intercept that, and they're going to send that in, send around the boards, and that's going to be picked up by Racklin Hay. Hay doesn't get a hold of that puck, and that ends up on Koss's stick. Koss sends that to Schofield. Schofield up to Madden. Madden's going to be in a puck battle with Corey Nilsson. Dill comes out of the bunch with that puck, and we got a scramble in front of the net. Looks like Cam Perrier able to find and track that puck, and we're going to have a whistle just to the glove hand side of Cameron Perrier. Very back and forth game here we've been witness to. Not sure if the viewers at home were able to witness the good power play by the Buffalo while we were having some of our difficulties. IHA wins the face-off, and that's going to be sent to the corner. Takahashi chips that. It's going to be brought up by Madden. Madden's going to be bodied by Chartrand. Chartrand tries to get a stick on it, and that's going to be picked up by Schofield. Schofield backhands that to the front of the net, but nobody was there. Nice chip by Takahashi to get that out, and IHA is going to go back and have some time. Madden sends that over to Schofield. Schofield jukes around Price. Schofield gets that in deep, and he just leaves that for number 28 in Wempe. Swampy wraps around and sends that into the corner, and Chartrand's going to body Wempe. Nice body by Bear on Swampy, one of those notable players for IHA today, one of those players that we're going to want to keep an eye on. Puck ends up deep in the IHA zone. It's in our blind spot there. Koss is going to pick that up, and he's going to send it around to Big Plume. Big Plume not able to get that out of the blue line, and Petrenko is going to hold on to that puck. He's going to lose it to an IHA defender, and up comes Big Plume. He's got Johnson with him. Big Plume looks, and Bannerman elects to play the body on him. That loose puck goes up to Boucher. Boucher tries to get a stick on that. Puck goes up to Petrenko, and he's just going to ice that. And we are going to have a face-off just to the glove hand side of Cameron Perrier. We're going to get some fresh legs out there for both teams. And shots so far with 6 minutes and 38 seconds left are 7-5 for the Piot Mound Buffalo, and a nice little chip around by Racklin Hay. Hay backhands that to the net, and that just ends up right in the breadbasket of number 35, Todd Hiscock. Piot Mound definitely looking like they got a little bit more pep in their step today, especially off of that strong penalty kill early. Were able to kill that off, and then they were rewarded with a power play that we're able to take advantage of. We are back to play here, and Josnet's just going to chip that in, and that's going to be picked up by Chartrand. Nope, that is going to be just across the line for an icing. And we are going to see an offensive line change for the Buffalo. We're going to see Jay Wendigo take a face-off here, just the glove hand side of Hiscock. Buffalo win that one. And number 37 in Pickering just chips that up for Christensen. Christensen's got some room. And that puck is blocked, and it goes back to Pickering. Durienka chips that up to Constant. Constant's got a little room. And he's going to dipsy doodle. He finds his way around Schofield. He sends that back to Durienka. Durienka takes a shot, but that hits Madden. Madden just backhands that to a teammate. And Constant with a big hit there in the corner. And that goes to Stewart. Stewart enters the blue line. He leaves that for Constant. Puck goes around to Wempe. Wempe tries to chip that, but Bear is there at the line with a nice pick. Nice pinch. In comes IHA. Here comes Schofield. He's going to stop up there and wait for some teammates, and he just elects to shoot it, and Perrier freezes that, and we're going to have a face-off. We got Sam Takahashi out there taking the face-off with Tayson Swampy. And we're going to see Sam Takahashi kicked out of the face-off there and see Zane Price come in to take it. Price able to tie up the stick of Swampy there. But we are going to have a whistle for, I believe, a hand pass and face-off just to the outside. So Takahashi gets a second chance at the face-off circle here. Shots so far fairly even between the two teams, and offensive opportunities have been exchanged fairly even. That puck goes back to Leach. Leach sends that to Price. Price backhands that, but that ends up on IHA stick. That goes to Bannerman. Bannerman tries to leave that for Kusterman, but he's hit by Koss. That puck ends up in the Buffalo's corner, and a nice stick there by Leach to block the pass by Big Plume. Swampy turns around as he's getting attacked by Takahashi. And a big hit by Leach there to stand up Swampy. And a big overhead pass there, but Bannerman able to get a little bit of time here as the Buffaloes elect to try and set up. Backhand pass ends up on the stick of Big Plume, and a shot from the point by number 20 in Kalen Bodnerchuk, and Swampy was just there in the slot area to tip that one by. And IHA does have the first lead of the game off a goal from Tayson Swampy. Tayson definitely was one of those notable players yesterday in the matchup, managing to get 3 points on his team's 4 goals, 2 of them being the first 2 goals of the game, as the Buffaloes now look back to get back in this game. Shot there from Durienka that ends up getting directed towards the net. Durienka with a nice chip there, and he goes to throw a hit on Brost. Chartrand's got man in pursuit of him as he ties up his opponent. Izzy Amy with a nice sharp turn, and he tries to send it along the boards to Nielsen. Nielsen gets that one stuck in his feet, and he loses it. That ends up deep into the Piot Mound zone. Diop with a nice shot there. Tight angle, and Chartrand tries to chip that up the boards to a teammate. Nielsen not able to get enough on Glukof's stick there. As fortunate for the Buffalo, Glukov pulled that one outside, and Buffalo's going to try and get an offensive opportunity of their own. And that's just going to be batted in by Johnson. Johnson sends that over to Leach. And that ends up back in the Piot Mound zone, and that's going to be picked up by Dole. A Wendigo tries to send that to a teammate, and Stewart able to get enough on that to get that off out of the zone. And Durienka tries to send that up to Constant. Constant with a nice chip, but ends up in his feet. And here comes IHA with another opportunity here. Nice shot there by Wempe. Wempe trying to follow up his rebound there, but Perrier able to track that and cover that up for a whistle. Shots have now turned in the favor for IHA, 10-8. Pressure started mounting for the Buffaloes after that goal there. See if the Buffalo are going to be able to find a response here for IHA's intensity. That ends up on the stick of Kusterman. Kusterman sends that up to Takahashi. Takahashi is going to battle with an IHA defender. And Kusterman lays the body. And he gets a stick on that puck. And he just aims that towards the net. And Price is going to throw a hit there and end up intercepting a pass. That ends up deep in the IHA zone. Leach sends that over to Price. Price takes a shot there. And Takahashi not able to get a hold of it, but looks like some of the tensions are rolling over from yesterday. Seeing some pushing and shoving from number 37 in Pickering, exchanging with Kusterman's there. We are going to have a face-off just the blocker side of his puck. Face-off is won by IHA. They're going to get possession. But a nice back check by Nilsson to get a hold of IHA defender. That's just going to be a chipped in, and Bannerman's going to look to get possession of that. He's going to stop up and try and pass it the other way, but Koss able to get a stick on that. And now Chartrand's going to engage in a battle there with Baden Koss. Battle still ensues there as Swampy now comes out of the corner with it. Swampy looking for an option and ends up on the feet of a Buffalo player as Swampy tries to get another shot off from the high slot. That ends up on to the back point. And we are in the final minute of play here, as well as we are going to have a whistle for interference. Looks like number 21 in Baden Koss is going to be going off. 2 minutes for interference. And we are going to have a face-off deep in the IHA zone here with a minute left. The Buffalo's going to have to depend on that strong play from their power play earlier to try and see if they can get back in this game with 57 seconds left. Last Constant able to pull that face-off back. Goes back to the point. That goes behind the net as Constant tries to send that to Windigo. Stewart gets possession of that as Pont leaves it for Constant. Stewart grabs that and he sends it to the front of the net, but nobody was there. Stewart goes behind the net and he still holds on to that puck, sends it to Durienka. Durienka sends it back to Stewart. Stewart backhands it to Windigo behind the net. Windigo tries to chip that right back to Stewart, but not able to. Nice stick there by Leach to get a stick on that clearing attempt and try and get another opportunity with 16 seconds left. Constant with a nice stop up there to get around the defender. Sends it right to Durienka. Durienka around the net there as he tries to tuck it in, and a little bit more physicality there in front of the net. And looks like there was some hacking there as we do see a broken stick on the ice. And with 5 seconds left, the Buffalo are going to elect to get a line change here and see if they can get another shot or two off here with 5.8 seconds left on the first period. Takahashi to take the face off Johnson, his opposition. Johnson able to pull that puck back, and IHA is just going to ice that down to close out the rest of this period. Very back and forth period we've been witness to. IHA able to turn it on a little bit later into that first period. Piot Mound definitely found their opportunities early, getting some chances on that early power play. They will have another minute left on the Baden Koss interference penalty when we do start the second period. It definitely was had some pressure from the Buffalo there late in the period, though. Could feel that they were trying to mount a comeback, and looking into the start of that second period, you got to think it's definitely gonna help to have that man advantage, especially with them being down a goal here going into the second period. Having that man advantage to get right back in it early will be to their advantage. You can imagine Rick McConnell going to be talking to the boys there, trying to shore up some of the issues he did see there from the Buffaloes. Definitely a lot of good things we did see from the Buffaloes, though, early. They were able to get the puck around, but IHA able to crank up the pressure and get some active sticks there, and kind of find their sweet spot. Yes, like they did yesterday, that high slot area, an area that we're going to want to keep an eye on, especially when you have those sharpshooters like Tace and Swampy in that area. But we're going to send it to a commercial break here and come back for an interview with Gordy Thompson between the breaks here.
At CM Engrave, we create more than just trophies, medals, and signs. We create time. Time for family. Time for growing your business. Time for the moments that make you, you. With more than 30 years experience for all your engraving needs. CM Engrave.
Welcome to Piot Mound Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Piot Mound Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
At CM Engrave, we create more than just trophies, medals, and signs. We create time. Time for family. Time for growing your business. Time for the moments that make you, you. With more than 30 years experience for all your engraving needs. CM Engrave.
Welcome back. I'm Cody Wall here with Meet Marketing Director and goalie coach for Piot Mound Hockey Academy, Gordy Tolomson. Gordy, how are you today? I know we spoke yesterday a little bit, but how are you today?
I'm great, big guy. So we're warmer, and the score's a little closer, so it's all good.
That's good. Definitely were some high points there for the Buffaloes there. They came out early, especially on the power play and penalty kill, something that seemed to have been worked on or at least talked about between the night's sleep that the boys got last night.
Yeah, maybe. The kids have been going through this for a long time now, so you have a night where it doesn't work for some reason. The other team's doing something different, so you change it up a little bit. Maybe the coaches had a little chat between periods or between the games and before the game. So yeah, it'll look different from game to game, and that's okay. And so our guys came out. I think we were moving our feet a little bit quicker throughout the whole start of the game, and that helped us. So we got a little bit ahead in the shots, although we didn't keep that margin, and then the other guys got a goal. But we've had some chances, and we'll keep doing that.
Yeah, for sure. And as the goalie coach here, how do you approach these different sort of styles for goaltenders? There are a number of goaltenders here.
Yes, we've got 7 goalies here, and we've got our 7th guy playing tonight, Cam Perrier, and Cam's had a great first period. He was a little hyped up. He was kind of a little bit jacked up, but he said he's calmed down a little bit. He's a little less nervous, and hopefully he'll have a good second period. But yeah, everybody's got a different style. And it's interesting you asked that question today. We've had some goalie meetings because we've had some time in town here, so we've done some video and whatnot. And all our goalies are different. And my way of coaching is I let that goalkeeper, live and die with their style, with a few tweaks here and there, try and make them better based on what they do. And so. Normally we get a good buy-in from the kids, and they get better as the season goes on. All of our goalies have gotten better, but some of them move a little slower in the changes, move a little quicker in the changes. It's their understanding of how they're going to get better, and then they have to be able to put that into practice on the rink. It's quite a process. It's months and months. We're starting to reap the benefit now.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely can see the benefits there. Always, growing is the talent level here in Piot Mound. As you mentioned, Cam, playing one of his few games here that he's been able to get into, and he's looked good, like you said, in this first period, and we'll look to see him continue that strong play here going forward in the second and third here. I want to thank you, Gordy, for coming on with me, and we'll maybe catch up with you between the second period again and hear a little bit more about some of the expansion here from Piot Mound.
Perfect, that'd be great, thank you.
We'll send you a quick commercial break and bring you back for the second period.
You're on.
Welcome back to Blackjack Stewart Arena here for our contest between IHA U17 and Piot Mound U17. Currently, IHA does have the lead here in the game, picking up a goal in the later half of the first period from Tayson Swampy. Tayson definitely has been one of those notable players out here this weekend. I know yesterday when me and Graham were on the call, Graham had mentioned that he was leading his team in points. Just this weekend has been able to extend his lead, and he'll be looking to continue that as the rest of this game goes, as well as tomorrow. We do have the Piot Mound Buffalo coming onto the ice here as we do get ready for the second period. To remind you guys at home, we do have the Buffaloes coming out and starting on the man advantage here for the second period for a full minute and 3 seconds. They'll look to try and get back into the goal column here and get their first goal of the game. Cameron Perrier taking to his net, making sure he's getting himself in the zone. And looks like we're going to have Sam Takahashi starting this second period. He'll look to take the face-off with Jordan Cruz-Hermans, Zane Price, and on the back end, looks like they're going to have Chartrand and Keegan Leach here for the start of this second period. Face-off, one back to Chartrand. Chartrand just rings that around, and goaltender Hiscock is going to stop that. He rings that around and gives that to Chartrand. Takahashi holds on to that. Takahashi comes in and he takes a shot as a loose puck, and not sure who was able to get a hold of that, but looks like Takahashi again was able to get his own rebound, and Takahashi says, Tayson Swampy, whatever you can do, I can do too. And we are back to tied 1-1. That power play goal scored by number 14 in Sam Takahashi. Assist coming to number 7 in Riel Chartrand. We are back to play. Durianka sends that to Bear. Bear sends that to Amy. Amy tries to chip that around the defender. And that goes back to Durianka. Durianka looking up ice. And he tries to send that to Hay, but Hay not able to get a chip on that. It's going to be stopped by Hiscock. And Bear keeps that in with a nice stick. And Nilsson able to get a hold of that loose puck. Wempe tries to chip that around Nilsson as that ends up deep in the IHA zone. Puck goes back to the point. Bear able to keep that one in. And Durianka fiddles with that one as he's trying to keep that at the line. 2-on-1 there, and a nice, well-placed shot from Madden. That's number 80, and Riley Madden for IHA. Coming down the near side here and able to put that one top corner. That one definitely looked nice as IHA takes the lead here early in the second period. Buffalo's going to look to try and bounce back here with some offense of their own. Face-off won by Wendigo, and he leaves it for Constant. Constant loses that. That ends up on the stick of the Buffalo. And Buffalo's got some time here to set up. As Leach picks it up, he sends it over to Constant. Constant sends that back to Leach. Leach back to Constant. Constant's got Koss on him. And Big Plume tries to send that to the middle of the ice to Swampy. And looks like we got some physicality here in the blind spot here. I do believe we are going to have number 37 in Sam Pickering going off 2 minutes for roughing. And doesn't sound like the IHA team too pleased with that exchange, but they do indeed have to go on the penalty kill. And IHA penalty kill brings out our Pilot Mound power play, which is something that we've seen some positives from today, as the Buffaloes take a shot from the point. And another shot, as battle ensues there behind the net, as Price sends that to Kustermans. Kustermans back to the point, and Chartrand takes a shot. That goes behind the net. Sends that back to Leach. Leach back to Kustermans, but Kustermans not able to get a hold of that. Price tries to chip that around Brost. Takahashi back to Chartrand. Chartrand right back. And Takahashi tries to take a shot there, but that just goes wide of the net. That ends up back to the point, but Leach not quite able to keep it in, as he's met with some pressure. Price able to pin an opponent there in our blind spot there for all you guys at home. Leach with some good wheels to get down deep, and looks like those wheels, looks like we are going to see a penalty come to Keegan Leach. 2 minutes for hooking, as that will wash out our power play for the Buffaloes for the time being. We will see the Buffaloes go to a short penalty kill after we are done with the 4-on-4. Face-off won by Constant, as that goes back to IHA. IHA just chips that in. Derianka going behind the net there to knock off some time on the clock. Derianka leaves that for Constant. Constant sends that right back. Derianka tries to get that up to Bear. Bear looks and tries to get that up to rushing Constant. And the puck ends up behind the net of Hiscock. Hiscock leaves that for a teammate in Schofield. Schofield's gonna lay on the Jets here. And he makes his way around the defender and sends that to the front of the net. But Swampy not able to get a hold of that. Swampy's gonna engage in a battle there with Bear. As here comes Takahashi with 8 seconds left of 4-on-4 time before we see the Buffaloes go to the power play. IHA does now currently have the man advantage for 52 seconds. We'll see what IHA can do with their short power play here, as IHA comes up ice. He leaves that for Schofield. Schofield just behind the line, and we are going to have a face-off to the outside. Some clamoring from some of the players on the ice there, thinking that they maybe had a better view than the linesman, but no amount of complaining will get a linesman to overturn his call, as never seen a ref or linesman admit they were wrong yet. But we are back to play, as IHA loses that puck. That goes back to Chartrand. Chartrand's just going to hold on to it and try and sends that deep, as Kusterman's able to get a hold of that. IHA coming up as Pickering makes the blue line, and he takes a shot. That goes high. Power play over for IHA, as we are back even strength. Chartrand sends that over to the corner, as Kustermans is met by Pickering. Chartrand gets a hold of that puck, and he tries to send that to Nilsson. IHA holding on to that high in the slot there. Takahashi just chips that, as Kustermans now has some room, and he's got a teammate. Nilsson not able to get enough on it, as we do have another Pilot Mound power play. And it looks like we are going to see number 37 and Sam Pickering going off for cross-check. 2 minutes for cross-checking. And looks like we are going to see another Pilot Mound power play, something they have been able to early on get working pretty well. And we'll look to see if their power play is going to be able to get them back to even here, as IHA does win that face-off. Schofield's going to pick that up and just turn around and try and create some space, and he just ices that. Deryanka's got foot race, and he's got some room. Deryanka's going to try and set up as he cuts back. Sends that over to Constant, as that play looks like there was some miscommunication there. Deryanka is going to try and make his way up the ice, but he ends up getting tripped up. Bear looks for a big hit there on Schofield, but not able to line him up. Constant picks that up deep in the Buffalo zone, and looks like he loses that one to the high slot. That ends up back on the stick of Constant. Constant back to Windigo. Windigo makes the blue line, and he stops up, leaves it for Constant. Constant tries to send that back, but he waves on it. Sends that back to Chartrand. Chartrand to Constant. Constant to Chartrand. And that shot's just blocked ahead of the net. That goes back to Chartrand. He looks for a one-timer and changes his mind. That shot goes around to Constant. Constant waits. Sends that to Windigo. Windigo tries to send that across to Bear, but that is blocked. And we're going to have a whistle, just the glove hand side of Todd Hiscock. Definitely a lot better communication out there by the Buffaloes today. They have been able to make a lot better passes. That was something me and Graham had noticed that they had struggled with at times yesterday. Not able to make those good, clean passes, and often found themselves getting the puck stripped from some of those loose puck battles that they weren't able to get to. We are back to play, and that's going to be picked up by Keegan Leach. Leach got a little room as he's going to try and skate it up, and he lays a big hit there in the blind spot on Blue Cock. That puck goes back to Takahashi. Takahashi looking, sends it over to Deryanka. Deryanka not able to get anything on that. That ends up on the stick of Big Plume. Big Plume not able to get a hold of that. It's in our blind spot there. Blue Cock sends that to the middle, and Kusterman was there to intercept it. That ends up deep into the Pilot Mound zone, and we are going to see an icing called on the play. We're going to go all the way down to the IHA zone with 12 minutes and 28 seconds left. IHA currently has a 2-1 lead. Pilot Mound leads in the shot category 16-4. Face-off won by the Buffalo. Sent behind the net. Petrenko is in pursuit. He gets enough on that to just chip it to another teammate. Bannerman from the point with a shot, and that's tipped by Matthew Floyd. Floyd back on that puck, and he sends it back to the point, but Big Plume able to get a stick on it. Nice back check there by Matthew Floyd after leaving that puck for an interception, and we're going to have a foot race for Schofield and Amy. Amy elects to just play the body. Petrenko tries to take the body on Swampy as well. Big Plume's going to loop back and going to look for an outlet. Big Plume's got a little bit of space here. He makes the red line and sends it over to Koss. Koss makes the blue line as he's going to lay a hit on Bannerman. Kind of one of those reverse hits we are always talking about. A loose puck chipped in by Floyd. Swampy's going to pick that loose puck up, as we are going to see a penalty coming to the Buffalo. Schofield goes back, and he leaves that for a teammate in Bondarchuk. As Izzy Amy touches it up, we are going to see the Pilot Mound Buffaloes go to the penalty kill here. 2 minutes for interference. That was number 5 in Bo Bannerman going off for interference there. And we're going to see another Pilot Mound penalty kill here with Zane Price taking a face-off. That goes back to Bodnerchuk. Bodnerchuk looks over to Schofield. Schofield back to Bodnerchuk. Bodnerchuk just chips that to a teammate. And Christensen tries to pull that out of the realm of Cameron Perrier. IHA with the puck as he takes a sharp angle shot there. And IHA able to capitalize on the man advantage again here today. Looks like they are going to award that goal to number 6 in Tyler Stace. Looking at Tyler Stace's goal count here on the year. That is Tyler's second coming on the year. Sure, Tyler was definitely hyped up there to get another goal on the season. As the Buffaloes trail here now 3-1 with 10:37 left in the second period. Boucher sends that to Josinet. Chartrand picks that up as he's got some players in pursuit of him. A little bit of an elbow behind the play there, not caught by the referee. As Johnson sends that back to the point. Nice block there by Kustermans. A little bit of time here as the Buffaloes look to set up. Leach stops up behind the net and does a little dipsy doodle to get around Josinet. Boucher not able to keep that puck in as that now goes down deep, picked up by Brady Bear. Bear's gonna wheel it up and look for an outlet. He tries to send that over to Kustermans, and that pass is just off target as we are gonna get an icing call all the way down into the Buffalo zone. Shots are still 18-16 for the Buffaloes here. Score 3-1 for IHA with 9:48 left to play. Face off won by Wendigo. Wendigo leaves that for Bannerman. And Swampy's going to chip that back to the point. And that goes to Gross. Gross takes a shot from the point, and not sure if anyone was able to get a tip on that puck. And it looks like, I do believe, that was Corwin Brost who picked up his first on the year from the point. We can hear from some of the enthusiasm from the IHA bench there, really pumping up their teammate there on his first of the year. As IHA now makes it 4-1 with 9:36 left to play in the second period. Face-off won back by the Buffaloes. Bannerman tries to chip that in deep, and that's going to be picked up by Pickering. Pickering rounds the net. And Nilsson with a nice stop up there. He tries to send that to the front of the net. Hiscock diving to cover that one up. Nice vision there by Nilsson to pick that puck off the stick of the defender and try to get a shot on net. Izzy Amy entering the bench there, the circle there to take the face off. And Bondarchuk gonna send that up. Durianka manages to get to that puck before Swampy, but IHA able to get a stick on that. Now that goes to back to Schofield. Schofield stops up and he sends a shot to the net. Racklin Hay just chips that around Schofield as Nilsson is now in pursuit with Bondarchuk. Durianka chips that up, but that ends up on the stick of IHA. Schofield with a nice little stop up. And he evades Izzy Amy. Here comes Schofield. Schofield makes the blue line. And nice stick there by Leach to break up the play. Leach there with a nice active stick there to try and get as much on as he can. A loose puck there by Big Plume trying to put that on net as Durianka is in pursuit. Big Plume comes out of the corner with it, and he tries to send that back to the point in Gross. Pardon me, Boddenchuk. Koss there tries to turn his back on Leach, and Leach ends up laying the body on him. Here comes Matthew Floyd after puck hits the skate of a linesman. And that's going to be picked up by Schofield. Schofield takes a hit from Matthew Floyd. And he tries to make a heads-up play there. In comes Petrenko. Petrenko along the sideboards. He stops up, tries to send it back to Kustermans. Kustermans able to get a tip on it on the Kusterman shot is Floyd. And that puck ends up on the stick of Koss. As Koss wasn't able to make the red line there. And we are going to have an icing go down into the IHA zone. IHA definitely has had the momentum here in the middle half of this second period, but Piot Mound going to look to continue moving their feet here and try and get back into this game. Last Constant wins that face-off back to Derianka. Derianka takes a shot, but that's blocked off an IHA defender. Wempe tries to send that over to Stace, but Stace not able to get a stick on that, and we're going to have another icing. With 7:21 left in this second period, IHA still leads 4-1. We're going to have a face-off inside the IHA zone, and that's going to be won by IHA in Madden. But Constant able to pick up that puck. That goes around the boards and is going to be picked up by Madden. Madden tries to chip that around Derianka. And Stace sends that puck to the net. Perrier able to turn that aside. And up comes Windigo. Windigo tries to send that to Seward, but Seward just gets that one in the back as IHA looks to get another opportunity here. Tension still high here as Perrier gives Madden a bit of a shove there. Definitely some tenacity here from some of the Buffaloes here, looking to get some physical exchanges here, not wanting to back down from the physicality. Leach in pursuit of Deal. A nice chip there by Price to get it around defenseman Embrost. And up comes Johnson as he tries to send that deep. In pursuit is Deal and Leach. That gets sent to the front of the net, but ends up on the stick of a Piot Mound defender. Up comes Kustermans. He stops up and just sends that deep. As another big hit there by Pickering. Leach not able to keep that puck in as that gets sent down deep into the IHA zone. Up with it comes Lane Johnson. And some physicality ramping up here, even more so as these teams really showing their displeasure for each other. Izziani there taking a hit from Jossinet. As we got some physicality there behind the net. We got Braden Bear there in an exchange with, not sure who that is. And it looks like that is number 9 in Keysor Deal and number 26 in Braden Bear. I do believe both are going to be going to the box for 2 minutes for roughing. And linesman talking here with referee. And we are going to see 5-on-5 here. Tension's getting high here in this afternoon game. And definitely seen no lack of engagement in the physicality from both teams. Both teams liking to ramp up the intensity as we do have face-off here. Won by Izziani. Leach sends that around. That's going to be sent back in by Big Plume. Big Plume over to Koss. Koss rings that around. And that's going to be sent over by Boucher. Boucher sends that up to a teammate. Glukov takes a long distance shot, and Perrier gloves that one easy. Face off just to the glove hand side. To the blocker side of Cameron Perrier as Iziemi enters the circle. Tayson Swampy for IHA. IHA wins the face-off back, and that's going to be picked up by Koss. Koss takes a body from Chartrand, but ends up getting that puck to Swampy. Swampy stops up and tries to send that to the slot, and that's going to be picked up by Petrenko. Petrenko tries to get that deep, but takes the body for it. Iziemi there engaged in a battle with Glukov. Glukov takes a shot. That's going to be picked up by Big Plume. Big Plume tries to put it deep into the corner, and that's stopped by Leach. Puck ends up down in the IHA zone, but a nice quick pass by Todd Hiscock to get that up to his forwards as Piot Mound was changing. We got an offside though, and looks like Baden Koss there trying to goad the Buffaloes into taking an extra penalty between the whistles. Face off won by Madden, and he just scoops that up and enters the zone. Deryanka tries to get a stick on Madden. Deryanka playing the body on Madden there as Bannerman gets a stick on it. And out comes Corey Nelson. Nelson with some speed there. And he loses the puck off a nice stick by Pickering. That goes back to Windigo. Windigo tries to send that deep. And that's going to be picked up by Pickering. Pickering sends that to the opposite corner. And that's going to be chipped by Wempe. Wempe. That goes back to Deryanka. And IHA just gets possession of that. And we're going to have an offside. Face off just to the outside of the Piot Mound zone here. And looking at the score, we are 4-1 for IHA with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left. IHA has taken over the shot lead with 21-20 here. Face off. Puck sent into the Piot Mound zone here. That's going to be picked up by Keegan Leach. Chartrand sends that over to Price. Price not able to get a stick on it, but Seward able to get that loose errant puck. That goes into the Buffalo zone as Stace is in pursuit of Leach. Leach sends that over to Chartrand. Chartrand looking up, and that ends off the pads of Price. Hoosterman enters the offensive zone there and tries to take a shot, but IHA able to get a stick on that and lessen the shot caliber. We are going to have a face-off to the glove hand side of Todd Hiscock. Todd Hiscock definitely looked good today on all the shots he's faced, only letting one shot beat him so far today. Perrier has definitely looked good in his own right when he's been able to see the shots. Constant takes a shot there out of the corner, and that's going to be picked up by Seward. Seward loses that, but Bannerman able to get possession of that again. That goes back to Bodnarchuk. Bodnarchuk sends it over to Stace. Stace just chips that over. And we're going to have a whistle for puck out of play here with 2:44 left in the second period. And it looks like penalties are over for Braden Bear, and I believe that was Riley Madden. Sorry, that was Kieser Deal that had the coincidental penalty there with Braden Bear. I apologize. Puck ends up deep into the Buffalo zone, and Koss is going to be the first man on it, but Leach lifts his stick to get possession of that. And puck's not going to quite make it out there as Bear's in pursuit with Koss. Amy chips that behind them, but IHA picks that up. Swampy dipsy doodles in the center of ice there, and he loses that. Leach sends that back to Bear. Bear. Looks like we got Taste and Swampy coming off in a bit of pain there for IHA. We'll keep an eye on that for you guys watching at home. Petrenko gets possession of that, and he just makes the red line and sends that deep. That's going to be picked up by Glukov. Glukov just sends that back for Madden. Madden looks and tries to get around Takahashi, but not able to get around him. Takahashi's got some teammates in pursuit now, giving him some pressure. That puck stopped by Chartrand at the line. And Takahashi tries to take a shot on that loose puck. Chartrand goes back. He's got some time and he's going to try and set up. Sends that over to Bear. Bear not able to get that puck to Price. Ends up deep into the IHA zone as Pickering picks that up. And Madden's going to pick that up now and send it over to Wempe. Wempe chips that over to Brost. Brost not able to fully get possession of that as Constant is able to pick that one up. And we are going to have another penalty here. We're going to have number 26 in Rylan Wempe go off here for 2 minutes for a hook. As the Pilot Mound Buffaloes go to the man advantage here for another time here. Pilot Mound with 50 seconds left in this second period, definitely going to want to try and get on the board here before the period ends, or at least have a strong power play to go into that third and final period today with a little bit of momentum. Puck ends up on the stick of Keegan Leach. Leach sends that over to Deryanka. Deryanka shoots that, but that goes wide of the net. Price holds on to that. Leach gets that down to Kustermans. Kustermans tries to send that to Leach there as he was creeping into the high slot. Perrier stops that puck up for Deryanka as the Buffaloes have a little bit of time left in this period here. Try and get one more rush, but IHA able to ice that puck down. And Keegan Leach is just going to run out the rest of the clock here. And as they did in the first period, or in the second period, the Buffaloes are going to start the third period with a power play. Again, with another minute power play to start the third period. IHA definitely turned on the Jets there late in the second period, being able to put up a number of goals there, taking the lead 3-0 in the second period. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break and come back for an interview with with Marketing Director Gordy Tollemanson.
The town of Stonewall is a great place to call home. Located just 25 kilometers north of Winnipeg, we offer our residents an abundance of services and amenities, from quality schools to a hospital with a fully functioning emergency room to great seniors housing. Our recreational facilities are second to none. The Veterans Memorial Sports Complex, the Heritage Arts Center, Fines Field at Quarry Park, our paved walking paths, nature trails, and our jewel, Kinsman Lake. Stonewall has a strong base of businesses full of dedicated community-minded entrepreneurs that include a full range of retail and personal service businesses. Our industrial park has grown significantly in recent years, demonstrating the robust economy of our community and surrounding area. The quality of life experienced by our residents rivals any other community, which is why Stonewall is a great place to call home.
Welcome back. I'm Cody Wall here with Marketing Director Gordy Tollemanson and goaltending coach for Piot Mound Hockey Academy. Gordy, we talked a little bit before in the first period about the Buffaloes. Let's turn it to some of the upcoming stuff. The Buffaloes are going to be leaving in the next little while here for Penticton for playoffs. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, all three teams made the playoffs, so that's exciting. They're going to get their first chance for most of these kids to play in a CSSHL playoff, and that's a bonus for everybody. We're going to try and go down there and knock some teams off and have some fun and enjoy some better weather and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I know the kids are. It's been a long season. Coaches and kids are looking for playoffs. Looking forward to them. So I think our U15s go away late next week, and then the other two teams go the middle of the following week, and they're all back by the 20th. And then we're looking forward to some of the spring stuff.
For sure, like you said, the work never stops, it sounds. And like you mentioned, there's some camps coming up, development camps and camps to kind of find out some of the new products coming up for Piot Mound.
Yeah, we've got our recruitment program, of course, is ongoing. So we've been inviting players to come to Piot Mound. We've got some weekend camps, like every weekend in April. We've got something going on, and as well we've got, and I think you can see that on the screen, so that's a bonus. As well, we've got our AAA Little Buffs Spring League camps coming up as well. So that's all sort of happening in April. It's going to be a busy time. It doesn't stop here. It just keeps on going until about May the 1st, and then I think it shuts down for the summer as far as hockey goes. And then, of course, the kids get into some summer sports.
For sure, and even in the summer though, for all the behind the scenes stuff, that never really stops. But you get a little bit of a break, like you said, at the end of May in the hockey sense.
Yeah, it's a rest up, get sort of refreshed, get off the rink. We've been on the rink for 7-8 months. It'll be 8 months solid come the end of April. So that's a long time for a commitment, and then the body needs to rest and needs to do something else. The summer's a good time to do that, and the golf season's coming, and so a lot of kids play baseball and soccer, so that's a good thing. So yeah, so it's a different sports time, a chance to get a break and get ready for the new season come fall.
A lot of entertaining stuff coming up here for the Piot Mound Buffalo. I want to thank you for coming on today with me, Gordy, and we'll look forward to touching base with you again tomorrow between periods when these two teams face off again tomorrow.
One more time, that'll be great. Thank you.
Thank you, and we're going to send it to a quick commercial break and bring you back for the third period. Welcome back to Blackjack Stewart Arena here in beautiful Piot Mound, Manitoba. We are here for our Saturday night affair between the IHA U17 team as they come in and face the home Piot Mound Buffaloes. Goaltenders Todd Hiscock and Cameron Perrier getting set up for our third and final period on the day as the teams skate out to their respective benches. Definitely with some high impact plays there, and as the game progressed, tensions seemed to just get higher and higher. We noticed that number 9 in Kieser Deal and Braden Bear going off for coincidental roughing penalties, and as well as another couple roughing calls on the day. But the Buffaloes starting this period off with a minute and 10 power play as they'll look to try and get back as they trail 3 goals here coming into the third period. Buffaloes take possession. Takahashi sends that back to Leach. Leach sends that back to Takahashi. And he takes a shot there, but that's blocked. That's ringed around, but Leach not able to get a stick on that to keep it in. He sends it over to Daryanka. Daryanka makes a quick pass to Takahashi. Takahashi enters the corner and leaves it for Daryanka as he rips a shot. As that goes around all the way back into the Buffalo zone here. Leach is going to stop up and let some of his teammates go off for a change, get some fresh legs out there, and go back into the offensive zone. Glukov intercepts that, and he just ices it. Stopped behind the net by Perrier. And looks like we're going to see a call come to number 16 in Maddox Daryanka. 2 minutes for tripping. As 12 seconds was remaining on the Buffalo power play, they will be going to the penalty kill in after 12 seconds of 4-on-4 play here. Face off won by the Buffalo here. Grabbed by Bear. Bear sends it over to Sheward. Sheward up to Windigo. Windigo gets that deep. That's stopped by Hiscock as the Buffaloes now go on to the penalty kill here. Chartrand sends that towards the net as he takes a hit for it. Boucher looks up ice and he sends it over to Jossinette. Jossinette tries to chip that over to Wempe. Wempe back to Glukov. Glukov's pass is blocked by Sheward. Sheward takes a spill there as he tries to get that deep. Perrier grabs that and he leaves it for Bear. Bear rings that around, but that's going to be stopped by Glukov. But a nice active stick there by Sheward to chip it past Glukov. That goes to Chartrand. Chartrand just tries to ice that, but that's stopped by Boucher. Boucher. As Kusterman just sends that down, as we do have a call there for a hand pass. As we are going to see a face-off all the way down into the just outside of the IHA zone here. Sam Takahashi is going to take that face-off, and it does look like Tayson Swampy has resumed this game here. We did see him go off in a little bit of discomfort earlier in the second period there. Jossinette sends that, Pickering sends that up to Koss, but Koss not able to hold on to that. Bannerman's just going to send that deep as that stopped behind the net, to the side of the net by Hiscock. Hiscock leaves that for Deal. Deal up to Pickering. Pickering makes the red line as he gets around Leach. Pickering just sends that over to Big Plume. Big Plume back to the point in Brost. Brost not able to get that puck back to Big Plume on his stick. Over to the far corner as a shot from number 37 in Pickering as he just picked that corner off a nice shot from the far circle. Nice pass there by, I believe it was Gross, who sent that cross ice to Pickering to snap that one home as IHA takes a 5-1 lead. Face off here at center ice. Going to be taken by Jade Windigo and Johnson, his opponent. Windigo pins his man. Windigo sends that right back to Bear. Bear up to Constant. Constant with a nice move through the legs of Schofield. Johnson holds that up and he sends it to Jossinette. Jossinette sends that back, but Constant reads that play as the Buffaloes pick it up as they're going to try and get an offensive opportunity here, but a nice... Well, it looks like we're going to have a holding call come to number 3 in Trey Schofield. And the Buffalo are going to see another power play here. They're going to try to see if they can get some of the momentum they've lost early in this period back as they elect to put their prime defenseman and Keegan Leach on the point here for the power play. Puck ends up back to the point in Chartrand. Chartrand able to get a stick on that as he was able to keep it in, but IHA able to get a hold of that and send it out. IHA just sends that down as Constant tries to stop that puck up. He goes behind the net and he's going to regroup. Constant comes up, he makes the red line and he takes a hit. Big hit from Lempe as IHA just sends that puck in deep. Keegan Leach comes up. He's looking up ice and he sends it over to Takahashi. Takahashi enters the zone and he stops up. He's looking for an outlet. He sends it over to Chartrand as Buffalo still have a minute left on this power play. Takahashi right back to Chartrand. Chartrand rips a shot from the point. That shot is blocked. Takahashi engages in a battle there with Glukov. Glukov pinning Takahashi, but Hoosterman's able to get a hold of that puck. And after a heavy hit there by number 20 in Kalen Bodnarchuk, we are going to see a 5-on-3 power play come for the Buffalo. And we are going to see Bodnarchuk go off 2 minutes for Borden. With 15:36 left, this will definitely be a key moment for the Buffalo if they want to have a chance to come back here from their 4-goal deficit. Takahashi enters the face-off. IHA wins that face-off, but Buffaloes get possession. That goes back to Leach. Leach takes a shot as Pickering gets a hold of that, and he just ices that down to take some time off the clock. Perrier stops the puck behind his net, leaves it for Leach. Leach over to Kustermans with 23 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Buffalo's going to try and get that puck in deep. A nice block there by Kustermans to get in front of that clearing attempt by IHA. Leach able to stop that puck up as he waits for his teammates to regroup. With 6 seconds left on the 5-on-3, the Buffaloes will go to the 5-on-4 advantage here as IHA gets one of their teammates back. Puck ends up on the stick of Chartrand as Chartrand loops up. He's looking up ice. Chartrand takes a body from Koss, but keeps the puck in his skates. Price goes to pick it up. Price takes a body from Jossinette. He pins it to the boards with his skates. Ends up back to Leach. Leach tries to send it right back to Price. Price not able to receive it. And that ends up going out, just out, as Leach sends it D to D to Derianka. Derianka with a nice move to get around Deal. Derianka enters the zone. He takes a sharp angle shot there. And a nice skate placement by Corey Nilsson, but Nilsson elects to pull that one out of the offensive zone.
as he looks to storm back in. Price goes in deep, and he's pinned by Jossinet. And Broche just clears that one down to knock off the last remaining seconds of their penalty kill. Madden gets to that puck before Wendigo there, and he's going to hold on to it. But a nice tip by Seward, and looks like Constance back out there after taking a bit of a spill there. And looks like Constance going to be going to the box there. And Constance going off for tripping as IHA just finishes a successful 5-on-3 penalty kill. They are going to be going to the man advantage now. And looks like just going to be a timeout there. And during this timeout here, we're going to break down some of the plays we've seen today. There definitely been some strong players out there for both teams. For the Buffalo, we've seen some very quick feet from Sam Takahashi. Always a speedster out there. Laz Constant, another player we often see offensively. He's struggled a bit today in finding his way to get down into the offensive zone and kind of overpower the opposition, which we often find he's able to. For IHA, they've just been able to fire on all cylinders here, getting goals from a number of different players, including Swampy, who extended his goal-scoring streak, as well as first goal by number 5 in Corwin Brost. We are back to play here, and that goes back to Schofield. Schofield goes in deep as he looks for an outlet. Takes a sharp angle shot, but Perrier was up to the challenge. Wempe comes up past the goal line. That puck goes back to Schofield. Schofield holds on to it. He's looking. He goes behind the net. Schofield's looking for an outlet there as he's got a little bit of space, making his way around the perimeter of the offensive zone. Sends it over to Big Plume. Big Plume takes a shot there, and that goes wide. Ends up on the stick of Wempe. Wempe back to Boucher. Boucher back to Schofield. Schofield cross ice to Wempe. Wempe takes a sharp angle shot there, and Wempe with a precise shot there extends the IHA lead here 6-1 on the power play. With 12:19 left in the third period, IHA now takes a 6-1 lead, and they have taken over the lead in the shot category, 29-28. We'll see Izzy Amy enter the face-off circle, taking on Johnson. Floyd comes out of the face-off with that puck as he enters the offensive zone, tries to send it back to Petranko. Petranko able to just chip that back to Leach, but Leach not able to get that back in deep. And looks like linesman there right on the blue line sees offside, and we're going to have a face-off to the outside of the Buffalo's blue line here. Izzy Amy enters the circle for the Buffalo. Lane Johnson for IHA. Buffalo's come out with the win on that one. Izzy Amy takes a shot, but that's blocked by Pickering. Pickering bodies Amy, but Amy was able to get a stick on that puck to the front of the net. Matthew Floyd just chips that in deep, and that's going to be stopped by his puck. Pickering sends that over to a teammate. And a nice chip by number 85 in Chad Christensen. Christensen in pursuit of Amy. Amy able to get to that puck first as he bounces off the boards to Chartrand. Chartrand tries to get that one over to Floyd, but Floyd not able to get that one. And a clearing attempt goes all the way down for an icing here as
Buffaloes elect to get line change. IHA swapping out for some fresh legs as well. As Windigo enters face-off circle, as he loses that face-off to Deal. Bodnerchuk eludes the speedy Nilsson in pursuit. Bodnerchuk sends that up, and that's going to be intercepted by Bannerman as he just sends that right back into the IHA zone. Bear tries to stop that one, but that ends up going through the legs of the tall Bear. Bear sends that over to Windigo, but Windigo not able to get fully possession of that one. And Nilsson makes the red line, and he's going to take a bit of a hit there to make the play to get it on deep. Nilsson goes into the offensive zone and throws his body a bit. Bannerman with a nice long distance shot. That's something we see from Corey Nilsson. That's one thing we always see from Corey Nilsson is his urge to always engage in the physical play. I know Corey's not a terribly big fella, but his ability to always engage in the play is something that that I'm sure the coaches are happy to see, and his constant work ethic. You always see Corey putting in his best foot forward here, but we are back to play here. That's going to be picked up by Sam Takahashi. Takahashi makes the red line, and he's going to get around Bosher. Takahashi just takes a long-range shot there as Hiscock sucks that one in. And we're going to have another face-off just the blocker side of Todd Hiscock. Going to have a line change for the Buffalo as Izzy Amy takes the ice. He's going to face off against Madden here for the face-off. Madden able to win that face-off, but the Buffalo is able to get that one back to the point after the face-off loss. Madden bounces that puck around the boards to Wempe. Wempe chips that up, and Derienka is just going to get a hold of that. Schofield going to enter the offensive zone here, and he just tries to send that back, and a miscue there. May have Price trying to get an offensive opportunity there, but Schofield and IHA able to clear up that attempt. Puck goes back to Derienka. Derienka takes a shot, and he sends that now deep to Izzy Amy. Madden picks that one up, and he's going to bounce that puck to a teammate in Big Plume. Big Plume just chips that, and linesman says Derienka not quite able to keep that puck in. And we're going to have a face-off to the outside of the IHA zone. We got some jawing between these two teams, and Derienka and Schofield exchanging some words there on the ice. Face-off one back by the Buffalo as Bear puts that deep into Pickering's corner. Pickering chips that over, but Nilsson able to intercept that pass. Nilsson with a nice pin there on Brost as Kusterman looks to assist Nilsson. Nilsson with the body there on Johnson, knocking him down. Takahashi with a nice backhand play. Nilsson gets a hold of that as they are going to call Nilsson for a hand pass there. And we're going to have a face-off to the inside of the IHA zone. Get some fresh legs out there for the Buffalo as we see Jade Windigo, Dmitry Petrenko, and Matthew Floyd take the ice here for the Buffalo. Windigo enters the face-off circle. Johnson wins that, but Winger and Petrenko able to chip that to his defenseman. Windigo able to chip that just enough to get it into the offensive zone. That goes back to Matthew Floyd. Matthew Floyd over to Chartrand. Chartrand sends that in deep as Matthew Floyd's in pursuit. Petrenko looks to get to that pass from Floyd, and Bannerman puts a nice shot from the point. Bannerman gets that one back as he tries to send it over to Chartrand, and Jossinette's there to apply some pressure. Bannerman up to Petrenko. Petrenko eludes the check. Up comes Price. Price takes a shot and ends up in the stick of Pickering. as a battle ensues in front of the net. Pickering pins Wendigo to the boards there. And it looks like we're going to have Johnson come out of the corner with that puck. He's going to leave it for Madden. For Christensen, I apologize. Christensen takes a shot, and looks like that's going to be an easy save there for goaltender Miles Gordon. I apologize for all you guys at home. It does look like we do have a goaltending change. We do have number 31 in Miles Gordon taking the net here for the final portion of the third period. Gordon knocking that one to the side. Ring around pass there, stopped by Glukov, but the skates of Price knocks that out of the defensive zone. Diol dipsy doodles, but he loses that puck. And Glukov just steps into that loose puck there and puts it on net for Miles to freeze it up. Face off just to the inside. Face off won by the Buffalo. That's going to be picked up by Racklin Hay. Hay tries to chip that over to Price, but Glukov gets a hold of that puck. Deryanka gets a hold of that. And he turns back and sends it over to Leach. Leach over to Price. Price stops up and he waits to send that over to Racklin Hay. Hay's in pursuit with Bondarchuk. Izzy Amy over to Zane Price. Price takes a bit of a hit to the head there, but that's going to go uncalled. Deryanka has got some pressure on him as Leach ends up taking that pass from Deryanka. In comes Bros. Bros takes a shot, and that goes wide. Deryanka steps up and grabs that pass, and he tries to send that to Kustermans, but that puck is going to be stopped by Kosh as it still ends up deep into the IHA zone. Kusterman picks that puck up as Glukov strips him of it. Deal with a nice little toe drag to try and get around the defenseman. Takahashi picks that one up. And we are going to see another penalty coming to number 9 in Kieser Dole for head contact, essentially putting Braden Bear in a headlock behind the play there. As with 6:03 left, the Buffaloes go to another 5-on-4 man advantage. As always, our man advantage is brought to you by Supplement King in Winkler and Swift Current. Sam Takahashi is going to elect to take the face-off there for the Buffalo. And looks like we're going to have number 26 in Rylan Wempe taking the face-off for IHA. The officials having a word with the IHA coach in Jason Abramoff. Face-off one back to Bear. Bear takes a shot. That goes right back to the points and Bear. Bear's over to Takahashi. Takahashi fumbles with that one and he sends it right back to Bear. Bear with a shot, but that IHA gets a stick on that. Seward taking a body there and loses the puck. That ends up down deep into the IHA zone. Not sure if we had an equipment malfunction for Cameron Perrier, but it does look like we do have Perrier back in net. Not sure what the issue was there, but Cameron Perrier has taken the net back for the rest of this game. Brielle Chartrand comes out from behind the net there, and he sends that over to Takahashi. That pass is chipped by Big Plume. Deryanka sends that up to Price, but Price not able to get full possession of it. Could have been a scary collision there, but luckily for Koss there, was able to evade serious injury. Puck goes behind the IHA net as Price sends that over to Chartrand. Chartrand back to Price. Price loses that as number 80 in Madden chips that down deep. Perrier with another risky play, but ends up on the stick of Price. Price gets around Jossinet, but Pickering picks his pocket. And looks like Cameron Perrier making some body contact with Johnson there. Windigo tries to chip that up to a teammate, but some miscommunication there. Johnson comes in as he's going to try and get around Chartrand. He elects to just send it back to Christensen. Christensen takes a shot there, and that's an easy save for number 40 and Cameron Perrier. Shots are even here at 3:56 in the third period at 32. IHA currently still has the lead in the goal column at 6-1. Face off tied up there. Buffaloes are going to get possession of it. Petranko not quite able to get that one out as he engages with Brost. Stace gets that puck into the corner for a teammate. Deal is in a battle there with Windigo. Windigo pins him to the boards as Floyd comes to assist Windigo. Leach puts that off the boards and out as Floyd is in pursuit of Pickering. Pickering just sends that up quick. Bannerman's going to pick it up, and he's going to stop behind his net and send it up to Petranko. Petranko not quite able to get a hold of that puck. Brost just sends that behind the net as Leach is going to chip it. And Pickering tries to take him, lay the body on Leach there. That is up deep into the IHA zone. As Brost tries to send that up to a teammate. And Deal able to get a stick on that one to negate the icing. Up comes Braden Bear. Bear makes the red line. And he gypsy doodles around Bondarchuk. Bondarchuk's going to get that puck as Nielsen's in pursuit. Nielsen gets tripped up on the play. And Constant able to get a hold of that puck as he picks the pocket of IHA. Here comes Big Plume. Big Plume is hooked on the play there as we are going to see number 13 and Corey Nilsson go off. 2 minutes for hooking. Corey Nilsson, one of those players I had been talking about earlier, just one of those kind of honey badger type guys who just always are going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and sometimes you find yourself getting caught in a moment, trying to catch a player there, and we're going to see Corey go off. 2 minutes for hooking there. That is going to send Piot Mound to the penalty kill again here. Derianka ices that on to get some time knocked off the clock with just over 2 minutes left in the third period. Up comes Bondarchuk. Bondarchuk sends that over to Glukov. Glukov with a chip around Bannerman. And Derianka tries to send that out, but a nice block by Madden to keep that into the offensive zone. Finally, a clearing attempt by Buffalo, as Hiscock's going to stop that for a teammate. And Bondarchuk sends Big Plume there wide open. Riel Chartrand able to get back into the play there and break up the Big Plume opportunity. Madden in the corner there. He's looking for an option. And Big Plume, Madden cuts to the front of the net there. Bondarchuk able to keep that puck in. Leach engages in battle, but Madden takes the puck off Leach. 43 seconds left in the man advantage to IHA, and we just ticked below the final minute of the third period here. Shots are 35-33 for IHA. Score 6-1 for IHA. And we're going to have face-off here just to the inside of the Buffalo zone. That's won by IHA. Brought back to the point. Gross takes a shot. That goes wide. And Deal sends that back to the point in Boucher. Nice block there by Emerson Sheward.
And a tight turn there by Bros to try and get away from Seward. Seward able to keep on his man. Deal. Sends that over, and Bros just tips that up to Christensen. Christensen gets that in deep as we have 25 seconds left in the third period. Johnson holds on to it. He's looking. Sends it over to Brost. Brost takes a sharp angle shot, and that just goes behind the net. 14 seconds left as we are back to even strength. Deal. Trying to set up behind the net there, and he evades two defenders. Deal takes a sharp angle shot and scramble in front of the net there. As the final buzzer has ticked down, IHA has taken their second win of the weekend, winning by a score of 6-1. Pilot Mound putting up a good fight today at certain points in the game. The score I don't think is really indicative of the effort level put forth by the Buffalo today. Definitely looked to be moving their feet quicker than they were yesterday. Maybe a bit more miscommunication between the guys there, but early on the Buffalo definitely came out full steam ahead in that first period, but strong second period, second and third by IHA kind of sealed the deal here for them. IHA looking to come into tomorrow to try and sweep the weekend here and close out 3-0, but Pilot Mound gonna try and do their best to make sure the IHA doesn't walk away with a clean sweep of the weekend. Player of the game here for today. There's lots of players to pick for both teams. For IHA, we're going to go and I'm going to say number 28 in Rylan Wempe. He was playing a very physical game for IHA, able to capitalize on two opportunities, getting 2 goals for his team. And for Pilot Mound, there were some players who definitely stepped up their game today. A guy I liked for his effort level was number 13 in Corey Nelson. He was somebody I had mentioned throughout the broadcast as a guy who seems to always be moving his feet and is always putting forward his best effort. Like I said, there was a lot of players that could have been picked today, but I'm going to go ahead and say Corey Nelson was my player of the game for Pilot Mound. We have another game coming up for you guys tomorrow on the network here.
See you tomorrow, Coach. 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock. Hope to have all you guys tuning in tomorrow to watch the third and final game of this weekend and the final regular season game for Pilot Mound as they get revved up to get ready to go to Penticton for their playoffs. And I'm Cody Wall. Oh.
And if you want, Swift Current Wildcats are playing North Battleford right now.
And if you guys are wanting to tune in to some more ASTV hockey, we do have the Swift Current Wildcats taking on the North Battleford Stars on the network. I'm Cody Wall, signing out with ASTV. I want to thank you all for tuning in today, and we'll see you tomorrow.